I am going to let you in on a little secret. Before I let you in on my secret, I am going to say hook 'em. I am super excited that Texas Longhorns, the horns are a little crooked. I am super excited that Texas has another chance at this. They have another game to play, and I cannot wait to see them on the field. I will be honest and say my secret is I do not like playing teams like Arizona State. And there's a lot of reasons for this, but mainly because teams like Arizona State have nothing to lose. And so I feel like we're going to get a little bit of everything. We're probably going to get some trick plays. We're probably going to get like just a lot of random stuff. They're probably going to go for it on fourth down more than they normally would. Like they have to find ways to keep themselves in this game. Because talent-wise, I think if we're being honest, talent-wise, Texas is probably better at Arizona State in almost every position, if not every position. And so whenever you're playing a team that you know is more talented than you have to figure out ways to win. So here's the thing, though. I like that Texas is in this situation because if you are a Texas Longhorn, you have to decide who you want to be. You cannot go out there and not perform against a team like Arizona State. This is a perfect, in my opinion, I hate to say this, but this is a great trap game for the University of Texas because you are supposed to beat Arizona State. The only people that do not have Texas beating Arizona State are the people who want Arizona State to carry this Big 12 banner, are the people who actually don't like Texas in the first place, and are people who like, in my opinion, to almost clickbait or to engagement, what is that called? Farming engagement or to engagement farm or whatever, to get people to talk to them and to get people riled up. Or if you're an Arizona State fan, obviously, I expect you to think that Arizona State's going to win this game. And because of that, I feel like everybody is aware that Texas is supposed to go out there and take care of business. Texas is the better team on paper. Texas statistically is a better team. And so I think Texas should go out there and take care of business. On the other side of this, I'm going to talk about some things that concern me or that I'm thinking about or that I'm worried about because you all know I love my Longhorns, but I'm an honest fan. I know some things about this Texas team that aren't very good that I'm hoping do not rear its ugly head in this game. So let me get to the other side of this video. So everybody knows the key to beating Texas, well, one of the keys to beating Texas is to apply pressure on Quinn Ewers. That is the first way to beat Texas. Second way to beat Texas is to limit our ability to run the football. That should come as no surprise. The third way to beat Texas is Texas to beat Texas. And the Texas to beat Texas is what concerns me. Mainly because Arizona State ranks top 20 in takeaways and Texas ranks in the top 100 of giving the ball away. So Texas's offense likes to give the ball away. The problem with that is when you give the ball away against a scrappy team, it can be a bad thing for you. We all know about Cam Scatterbo, so I'm not going to sit here and act like he doesn't exist or to talk about him ad nauseum. We all know who he is. Obviously, in order for Arizona State to win this game, he has to play well. But in my opinion, the way that I see this game is about Texas. Not because Arizona isn't good. Not because of any other reason other than Texas is supposed to win this game. When you are favored by 13.5 to win a football game, that means you're supposed to win the football game. That means you're supposed to step up. You're supposed to be mature. You're supposed to make things happen, and you're supposed to win this football game. Now, having said all of that, one thing to remember about my teams usually never blow out anybody. My teams usually play teams to the edge of your seat, and my teams usually find a way to stress me the F out when I'm watching these games. So do I think Texas is going to win this game in a blowout? No, because I don't get the privilege of watching my teams beat other teams in playoffs, in blowouts very often. That's just not an experience I get to experience. However, I do expect Texas to win this game. I expect them to be disciplined. I expect them to be consistent. I expect them to be hungry, and I expect them to come out and do what they're supposed to do. And what they are trying to build, you come out and you dominate and you take care of business. That's just what you do. Now, if any of you have watched my videos, you will know some of my concerns are special teams, obviously big concern, turning the ball over, obviously big concern. My other concern is the third quarter. I hope in the third quarter, the University of Texas has figured their crap out. I called out Texas enough already. Now it's game time. Now it's time for me to focus on this game and talk about the specifics of Arizona State because Texas should beat Arizona State. If Texas cannot take advantage of Arizona State and win this football game, then they were never supposed to be in the playoffs to begin with, to be honest, because that will be unacceptable in my opinion. Because my standard for Texas is for them them to go out there and for them to beat Arizona State. And if you get up on Arizona State, you're supposed to put the game away so that they don't feel like they can come back and beat you. That is my expectation. I'm not changing my expectation. That is my expectation of Texas. So in order to do that, though, there's a couple of things they are going to have to do, and there's a couple of things they're going to have to focus on. So I am going to talk about those things because without those things, there might be some issues in this football game. The main thing about this game, and we all know if you've watched Arizona State or watched any videos about Arizona State or anything in that capacity, we all know our main objective is going to be stopping the run. Now, I get that, yes, we want to stop the run, and everybody's going to point to when Ollie Gordon came into the game and we played them in the Big 12 championship, we were able to stop Ollie Gordon and whatever, so this is the same with Scadaboo. I don't think Scadaboo and Ollie Gordon are the same type of running back. I also don't think Scadaboo and Ollie Gordon have the same amount of heart. I also don't think we're going to be playing for the same things. So as a Texas fan, I am going to be okay if we limit Scadaboo's ability and not necessarily stop the run, if that makes sense. This is the playoffs. I am expecting Arizona State to make some good plays. I'm expecting Arizona State to get some yards. I'm expecting them to score points, right? I'm not expecting Texas just to go and shut them out and do all those things. But my thing is, whenever Arizona State punches Texas, I need Texas to punch back. And I need Texas to punch back harder. I need Texas to stay focused in this game because we're not going to be able to win if we do not slow down the run, if not at all limit the run. The other thing I'm going to be paying attention to is how much time Texas gives the quarterback in the pocket, mainly because if we can put pressure on quarterback, obviously, this is football. Most of the time when you win games, you put pressure on the quarterback. So this isn't going to come as any surprise that I'm saying this. And for context, I'm specifically not saying the quarterback's name because there's some things that he has said about Ewers that I didn't appreciate. And so I'm not going to say his name. I'm going to leave him where he is at, and I'm going to talk about the next thing. The next thing I'm going to be focused on, and again, I've said this plenty of times, Sark has to stay focused with his play calling. He has to do the things that are working. If you realize that your offensive line is blowing them off the ball, you run the ball down their throats. You just run it over and over again. You don't have to change it. You don't have to do anything different. You run the ball down their throats. However, if it's not working, cool, I get it. I don't want us to get all cutesy. The other thing is when we get in that red zone, we have to score points. When Texas gets in the red zone, we have to score points. I believe Arizona State's kicker is just as bad as our kicker, so that's an interesting kind of thing to be focused on, but I need Texas to focus on themselves, and when they get in the red zone, I need them to get points. I need them to be very smart about this play calling, because this play calling is going to make the difference in this game. When you are better on paper, when you're better statistically in a lot of situations, and when you're favored to win a game by 13.5 points, you need to do what you need to do to take care of business, and I will leave it at that. I will just say that because it's very simple. The other thing is, I do not want to see Ewers have turnovers. I want Texas to protect the football. I want to watch Texas play good football. I need to see Texas take care of the football. I need to see them show me that they can take care of the football on offense and on special teams. Again, I've been giving this defense a lot of leeway. I've been saying, hey, defense, you're great. I'm expecting you to do what you're supposed to do. And I'm going to say the same thing here. I'm expecting that defense to do what they're supposed to do. This game should not be close. Texas should do what they're supposed to do. If Texas doesn't do what they're supposed to do, we're going to have a different problem. So what do you want me to say? I don't want to sit here and again, I said at the beginning, this is not about Arizona State. This has every single thing to do with Texas. We as Texas fans have not seen Texas play their best for 4 quarters all year. There hasn't been one game that we can point to and we can say, you know what, in that game, Texas was on it the whole game. Now, I get it. You can usually say that about a lot of your teams, right? Like we don't usually come out and play the way we're supposed to play, but this is a golden opportunity. If Texas wins this game, they get to go to the semifinals. And that's what you want, right? You're playing to win championships. You're playing to go to the semifinals. The next step in this battle to get there is Arizona State. And if you can't beat Arizona State, I won't even go there. So obviously I'm going with Texas to win this game. I shouldn't have to say that. It's the playoffs. Like this is win or go home. So Texas should take care of business. They should do what they're supposed to do. And I'll just leave it at that. If they don't do what they're supposed to do, I don't even know how I'm going to feel. I will end this video by saying this. If Texas wants to establish themselves as one of the top premier football programs, you have to beat Arizona State and go to the semifinals. There's no ands, ifs, or about it. There's absolutely no reason and no excuse to lose to Arizona State. So Texas needs to come out. They need to take care of business, and that is what I expect them to do. Anything less than that will be a failure, because that is my expectation of them. If you made it to the end of this video, don't forget to drop me an emoji in the comment section below. If you're a Texas fan, drop me an orange heart or a good old-fashioned hook 'em or something like that, because I just like to know who makes it to the end of my videos. But I will stop rambling. I will end this here. Texas better take care of business, unless I'm gonna be pissed. But as always, hook 'em.